Time to get caught up with some more rugby. If you missed it earlier today, we spoke to Yanni du Plessis. Really good chat that was. You can go and podcast at balls.co.za. Balls.co.za. Anytime during the course of the night, anytime, 24/7 in fact. And find out what his thoughts are on the fact that he's not on the tour and what exactly is happening to him, what's wrong with him, and what his thoughts are on actually getting a bit of a break, a bit of a rest, while the Boks are touring overseas. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you, Jenny. Now then, we're going to talk rugby of a different sort, and it's proudly brought to you by IMPERIAL Collection, home of the signature brands. If I'm not mistaken, last week the world of supercars of 1F and F1, they were in an Aston Martin DB9 or something. Vintage. Wow. Guys get to play around in some really cool stuff. So the world of supercars from last week with Imperial Collection. Go and check it out on our website, balls.co.za, our brand new website. It's there, and you can see what the Aston Martin is all about, because they are the home of signature brands. They've also got Bentley, Lamborghini, Lotus. Go to their website, imperialcollection.co.za, or drop by the dealership corner of William Nicol and Bryanston Drive if you're in the market or just want to have a look. Imperial Collection are home of the signature brands, or is home of the signature brands. David.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Pronto.
Pronto.
What's happening?
Mate, I'm just getting really dejected watching the Wallabies play. Every time I bet with them, they get their ass kicked.
Yeah, sorry, I'm stuck here in my chair. Funny you are, because we're not.
You're not what?
Getting dejected about that.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe you can explain, but we're really not unhappy about seeing them getting beaten every week.
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Beat you all the time, yeah, that's right.
Bring back Jake.
Moments in life, but you know.
Yeah, no, but now seriously, I mean, what happens if I was just saying earlier on today, I wouldn't put it past your lot to give Mackenzie the hoof and then offer Jake a job?
No, we'll never do that.
Why?
No, because, I mean, I think he's just shown his true colours. If he doesn't get a job, he packs up and leaves. You don't want somebody who's not going to hang around. And he just showed that he was only there for one reason, and one day, the coach of the national team, if he couldn't get that, he wanted to go home.
But he said, I mean, he's been quite upfront about it, saying that that's what he wants. He wants the big, he wants a job, one of the big ones. And
his job, though.
Huh?
He didn't say that when he first got the Brumbies job. He didn't say a word about it until Deans was going. Then he started to go for the job.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if you're going to say, look, I'm here just for the Wallabies job, you know, if I get it, fantastic. If I'm not, I'm here for the 4 years, great. But not sort of just after not getting, I've lost passion, I don't know why I'm here anymore, then just leaves. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, poor Hugh Mackenzie is not really. Unfortunately, he's come into a era where he's got the same cattle that Robbie Deans has, and realistically, the I don't know how you can say it, the talent, the skill factor, and the commitment for the guys is not really what they should be. They're not. I don't know what they're playing for, and you can see on. You know, I mean, the Test match. Unfortunately, there were some two shocking errors by the referee and linesman. But besides that, you know, if you take that into consideration, the Wallabies should have won.
So you're blaming the ref?
No. Well, I mean, it's not blaming the referee. I mean, the Wallabies. If you have a look at that second half, you know, the Wallabies are 13-6 up. Yes, okay. Farrell missed 3 shots. Cooper missed ones. They kicked the line. The guy's got his foot on the line, gets the ball, play on, kicks the ball right down the other end. There's a line out, Genia kicks it, charge down, try. So it's a 14-point turnaround, and it's a 90-metre gain. So that's a big point in a game when you've got all that technology. And as you've talked about, Darren, many times, why didn't the TMO say to the referee his foot was on the line? You know, we talked about the lines of TMO intervening and saying, sorry, but you're wrong here, like that. Now, obstruction. What is obstruction? Obstruction is when you obstruct someone to get to the opposition. Now, Moore was obstructed. Not a lot, but he was still obstructed. If you take that England player away from where he was, would have Farrell scored the try? No. Simple.
So, I mean the referee?
As a Wallaby ex-player, yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. We finally got there.
But the Wallabies didn't play smart. Captain was crap. Moen given a silly penalty away. No leadership. But just nobody stand up to be counted for, unfortunately, at the moment. That's our problem.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a problem for a while. And do you see the Wallabies getting out of it? I mean, do they have any new blood coming through? People that can.
No, look, I think the biggest problem is also, I mean, I've talked about it before, but now I think, I don't know if a lot of listeners know, but there's a Rugby League World Cup on in England at the moment as well.
Yeah.
And, 95% of the players playing for every country are Australian.
Yeah.
So that's where most of our talent, not talent, but that's where most of the kids want to go and play because it's a working class sport. I think that, if you go back, many men, like you talk about Danny Craven, the way he looked at the game, the way he wanted the game to grow. You had Louis Late look at it very differently. In Australia, we had guys like, John O'Neill, who did well the first run. The second run, I think he destroyed Australian rugby by not putting money into the juniors, not promoting the juniors, and focusing mainly on the Wallabies. And unfortunately, sometimes the more successful you are, the more damaging it is, because you think you're doing well, but you're not. And I think that Australian sport in general over the last, since the government, the Labor government, who cut funding to all sports, one of the main problems Australia, which is fantastic. We dominated most sports in the world for many years.
Yeah.
But now we're at the end now because we actually believe that we should be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not working hard to sort of look after what we've done in the past. We believe that we deserve to be there without working hard. And the other thing is, I think that, which I did mention, I think that one of the biggest problems with Ewan was, I still believe that Ewan McKenzie is a good coach, but they should have got the best forward coach, the best backs coach in the country to work with him, not who he wanted.
Yeah.
Because now there's no pressure on him. If you look at the All Blacks, Henry, those guys, they all were putting pressure on each other. And that's what you need to be. It's like in your job. You want people to put pressure on you to keep you on your toes. Otherwise, you just go turn up day by day and it doesn't work. Life, you need pressure. You need to be challenged. And I think at the moment the Wallabies aren't really challenged off the field. On the field, they can't deliver. Guys aren't, backline combinations aren't working. Palau's a very good player, but gee, he doesn't pass the ball either. Ashley Cooper doesn't pass the ball. They just don't understand what a team is, and that's what's missing. It's a team. It's do or die for each other, not just go out there and play and hope you're going to win.
All right, that's far too much time spent on Australian rugby. We don't really care. We've got to turn our attention to this weekend, David. Who've you got this weekend?
I think we've got Italy. We might win this one.
There we go. There's a victory for you guys, maybe.
Well, we almost lost last year, but the way they go, who knows?
Yeah. Thoughts on Wales against South Africa?
Well, that's a big game, hey. The Welsh, I suppose, as I said, last week, these guys haven't played since the Six Nations. So really, you'd think the Southern Hemisphere teams, after playing the championship, that actually would be stepping up to it. But Australia went backwards. So after playing, the Bledisloe Cup 2 weeks ago. So again, it's going to be a massive test. The Welsh obviously want to start winning. They do well in the Six Nations, but they do really poorly in the spring tour, which is now. So they've got to stand up to be counted if they really want to think for the World Cup in 2 years' time, if they're going to be a contender. They can't just beat England in the Six Nations. They've got to start beating the big boys. And this is a big test for them. I think the South Africans are going to win. I think that technically and the pace of the game is going to get the Welsh. On the other hand, the British Lions, I think there would have been about 10 players that played in the British Lions in the Welsh squad. So experience-wise, it's there. It's really, again, will they turn up to beat South Africa? That's really what it is all about.
All right, so no prediction from you there.
Look, I said the Springboks.
Okay.
And I did. You would be happy to know, Darren, that when I was in London 2 weeks ago, someone said, "Who's going to win the World Cup in 2011?" I picked the Springboks.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Got that one well in advance. And France play New Zealand at Stade de France on Saturday night.
Oh, look, who knows what French team they're going to pick?
Yeah, it's always the case.
There's too many foreigners in France. That's why their rugby's not great. I think Toulouse, where Bucky's plays, I think there's about 10 foreigners.
Toulon.
You can't. Sorry, Toulon. Sorry,
Toulon,
about 10 foreigners. So, how are you going to pick a team?
Yeah.
France came to New Zealand. She got their backside kicked 2 tests. So I can't see any difference. And I think the Kiwis, even though they played Japan last week, they're just going to be too smart for them.
Yeah, well, France was shocking last time out, so they'll probably come and win by 10 this game. That's the way they are.
That's the thing is, you don't know what French team you're going to turn up.
Interesting. I'm just going through all the fixtures for this weekend, and I see there's a hell of a lot of rugby on. Lots of Rugby World Cup qualifiers. Moldova are playing Sweden.
That'll be interesting. Where? Moldova? Where's that?
Moldova. It's one of the former Baltic republics, or one of the Baltic, I think. Slovenia playing Cyprus. Luxembourg are playing against Bosnia. Germany, there's a big one.
Lose the game.
Germany are playing Poland in Berlin. That should be a sellout. Wow.
Have they got crowds going to the game, or they've got it fenced off?
Brazil are playing Portugal next week. Lots of rugby going on around the world as everyone tries to qualify for the World Cup. We're going to leave it there, though, David. We will chat to you again next Monday. Another hangout with the Imperial Collection. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I'll try and get that Skype sorted out. Okay, I'll try and get Johnny to do it quicker than 2 minutes before.
I don't know what happened technology.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll try and sort it out next week.
Okay, mate.
Thanks, David. Cheers, mate.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. David Campese joining us on Balls Visual Radio this afternoon on The Hangout. Proudly brought to you by Imperial Collection.
Get that and your other favorite sound clips from balls.co.za now.